What is the role of the temple in the community of Christ?
So I wonder if I could show you some pictures.
Well, sure.
There we go. So our name. So this is a painting of Kirtland Temple. It's a temple that's part of our joint shared history,
Sure.
dedicated in 1836. And this, in fact, is painted by an LDS artist. I love the painting. So this is Kirtland today.
Yes.
It's a beautiful place. I love going to Kirtland. It's a spiritual place. So here there's worship, and we allow different LDS groups to worship in the temple. It's not just for Community of Christ, although it's owned by Community of Christ. So LDS worship happens here also. It was a place of education in the early church. There was a high school at the top, an elementary and high school, and where you see the dormer windows. But education of priesthood happened on the second floor. It's a place of Holy Spirit. There's the anticipated endowment of a Pentecostal Holy Spirit. There are many testimonies of that in 1836, a Pentecostal season. And it was also a place for mission. So the first missionaries to the British Isles left from Kirtland. Heber C. Kimball and Orson Hyde went in July 1837 from New York to England. It's a great story. And the first baptisms in England happened at the end of this month, the 30th of June, 184 years ago. Now, let me say a little bit about the church seal, because that's important in the next bit. So you have the lion and the lamb and the little child leading them with the word peace underneath. This seal began in 1872 or 1874, and it's become visual theology for our church. It's sometimes the only artwork in our chapels, and it reminds us of our calling. This is inspired by Isaiah chapter 11, the first 10 verses, with the coming of the Messiah and then peace. So this is the modern church seal. And we can't talk about peace without talking about Zion. This is the Independence Temple that soars 100 meters high. Jesus said the temple is a place of prayer for all nations, all people. So everyone is encouraged, invited to worship and pray in our temple. Everyone. So we've had Muslims and Jews, and as well as many different kinds of Christians. The Independence Temple is dedicated to the pursuit of peace, reconciliation, and healing of the spirit, inspired by the Redeemer of the world. So the temple in Independence inspires and informs and signifies our peace mission. So this is the Japanese meditation garden at the heart of the temple. Now this is significant because Harry Truman, who was president and dropped the atom bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, lived half a mile from this place. So to put a Japanese garden here is countercultural, subversive. And then we have these peace doors. So you go into worship and you come out through these peace doors to the World Plaza to go into the world to make peace. So these doors weigh 15 tons each. There's 3 of them, but a child can open them with the help of the hydraulic rams that are there. But I like the idea that a child can open the doors. And we have this statue of beating swords into plowshares, again from Isaiah, but chapter 2. And Ela Gandhi, the granddaughter of Mahatma Gandhi, uncovered the statue you've just seen. this statue. And here's the quote from Isaiah. So the temple in Kirtland was for education, for worship, for encounter with the Holy Spirit. And that's true also of the Independence Temple. But the Independence Temple takes us further in the pursuit of peace. If the temple is dedicated to the pursuit of peace, we as a people must be also dedicated to the pursuit of peace.
I really like a quote from one of the Community of Christ prophets that in 1990 said, you should be, and this is his address as far as I remember, to the Community of Christ members, be the people of the temple. What does it mean, like for you personally, for example, what does it mean to be a person of the temple?
So I think the most important idea is that the temple is inspired by the Redeemer of the world. Jesus came to be a healer, a repairer, a reconciler. So to be a person of the temple is in fact to be a disciple of Jesus.
Would you say also that it means to be a messenger of peace to the world?
Yes, yes. There's a wonderful passage from the Book of Mormon. And whoso shall publish peace, even tidings of great joy, how beautiful upon the mountain shall they be. But tell me something about your understanding of temple, Jan.
The idea of peace in the LDS temples is very much present. And I see this element of peace in the slogan that's always there at the entrance to each LDS temple. House of the Lord, glory to the Lord. This is how I see it. For us, the temple is a special place where you can feel the Comforter, the Holy Spirit. And I really felt the Spirit when I first entered the LDS temple in Freiburg, Germany. I was kind of, in a way, I was terrified of entering the temple because I didn't know what to expect. Even though I had been familiar with Mormonism like for years before joining the church. But the moment came that I was entering the temple. We, in our theology, in our soteriology, that is our teaching on salvation, we have baptisms for the dead. When I was entering the baptismal font to perform the ordinances for the dead for the first time in my life, I felt exactly the thing, like a huge peace, and that the peace actually, like the blessing of the Lord that extended, I felt it being extended towards the generations that were here on this earth, but also those that are about to come. The ultimate goal, this is how I see the temple, the ultimate goal is the glory of the Lord, and the glory of the Lord is peace. The language of the Bible, and at times also of the Book of Mormon, is very aggressive in the sense there are wars that are present. But this is how the Lord is seeking for making amends between and common ground between his idea for what it means to be human and our idea. People are fighters, people are primitive by nature. And this is what we read in the Old Testament. The hearts of daughters and sons of God are full of stupidity and evil, but it's not the Lord. The Lord brings peace to everybody. And I like the idea that in the LDS temples, we are not supposed to invite anyone from the outside of the temple. I would not like somebody from the outside to see me pray and to see us address the Lord the way we would like to do it. And actually, this idea did not really come from Mormonism in my case, but from the teachings of the pastor Bonhoeffer, who was one of the most prominent Lutheran pastors of Nazi Germany, who openly opposed World War II, who openly opposed the Nazi government. One of the sentences of Pastor Bonhoeffer that is very close to my heart: never look at the face of a person who's praying. Leave them. Don't look at the face of a person who's praying. Leave them.
So Bonhoeffer is one of my heroes.
Mine too as well.
I've read
Totally.
his book on the Sermon on the Mount twice now. So, yeah.
He was a God. He was a person.
Very courageous.
Yes.
Very courageous.
Very courageous.